Welcome back to In Your City show. We've got the beautiful Danijela Kandera. She is our hot list guest today. From what city?
From downtown St. Louis.
Downtown St. Louis, and originally?
From Croatia.
How long have you been in St. Louis?
So St. Louis, 4 years. In the U.S., 12.
Oh, wow. She's a newbie. She's fresh here in the USA. Well, she is with Empowering Portraits. She's an amazing photographer that truly changes the life of women. And we're so happy to have you. We did a beautiful story in our magazine. Has it been a year? I think it was last May, our women's issue. And we were amazed at the gorgeous photos. And it was fun because when you sent us the photos that you had taken, I'm like, oh, I know her and I know her. And there was a lot of gorgeous women from the LBB that you had taken photos of. And it was really exciting when you sat down to talk with us. You said, I want to let you know that, someone actually came in with the magazine and said, I want that. I want to look like that. And so that's really wonderful. And before, when we were talking too, that's the thing, we talked before we get started. And you said that, you bring out the beauty. And I think even the inner beauty, because they feel so gorgeous while they're with you. It just kind of changes their whole persona.
That's absolutely true. And I think, I truly believe deep down in my core that all women are beautiful. It's just that we very randomly give ourselves the opportunity to just be that woman and to celebrate ourselves and to let that beauty from the inside shine out and to relax and to accept it, to embrace it. We are very feminine, gorgeous beings, and that we deserve to have beautiful pictures and see ourselves in beautiful pictures.
Yeah.
When I look at these pictures of these women and I see them, I notice they all have kind of different styles of how they want to be photographed. How much input do they have in the look of how they want it to look? Like some are like with just on a bed sheet. It looks like they were just hanging out this morning. And
is that the one you wanted me to get?
No.
He goes, you should get this done.
But then there's other ones that are like sitting on a chair and they're just like in their normal everyday clothes. And then there's some that are real glamorous looking. So who decides what the look is going to be? Is it you, or is that them that decides how they want to look?
It's kind of a combination of both. And so through the project, I really enjoy, really love that every woman is unique, because gosh, how boring it would be if we had, I photographed today more than 100 women, and they were all different in their own way.
Today?
No, I mean to date.
Today.
Gosh, today.
I thought you said today. Like you photographed 100 women today. Wow, and you still made it by.
Yeah, that would have been a bit difficult, but it's at the same time. There is kind of like a structure to what I would like to achieve with every woman. And it's really to help them showcase that they're everyday them, whatever that is for them, because every woman is a little bit different in her casual self. And when we talk about something that is very casual and everyday, I do emphasize it's not like you're going to the grocery store or you're taking your doggy for a walk. It's something that is casual, but that you still feel very feminine in. It's something that, I don't know, that if you were lounging and having a day for yourself, what would you wear to just feel absolutely comfortable and beautiful? And we all, every woman, I'm sure that Kelly as well, has that something special, that it doesn't have to be dress up, but just feels great.
It's hard. I feel like I would be a little bit shy on what I would... you would have to have that help, like you probably ask questions, kind of look are you wanting to have, and put that, because in my head, like when you go to take a picture, I'm all ready for, pose.
Yeah,
and then the minute you put the camera on me, I'm like, that typical just, here I go with the same pose. And it's really hard to do when that camera's on you.
And
so,
this is really, it's actually funny that you mention it, because sometimes I have women who are very much used to being in charge of their life. And being in charge of, their presence or how they are perceived. And, they're probably sometimes women, that are spending time on the stage or in front of the camera. And they're just very comfortable in being, comfortable in power. And the hardest part for them, it's just to relax and let go.
Yeah.
And allow themselves that somebody else guides them. And I do a fully guided photo shoot, meaning it's not that women need it. It's just much easier to relax when you know that somebody else has your back.
Just handling it. That's
and
true.
And that somebody else is just going to tell you, where to look, how to pose, how to turn your head, how to move your hair, how to do, everything that is going to look natural. But at the same time, you're kind of exploring a new side to yourself.
What about the gorgeous dresses and the things that they're wearing? Are those also things that you provide to help?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
my husband is kind of happy and unhappy with my, everyday shopping experience. That's something that isn't every day. And I do invest a lot in my wardrobe. And because most of the time, women are very comfortable with finding their casual self, although this is something I have in my studio as well. And they're comfortable in finding their powerful self. This is also another segment that we do through the session. And when it comes to those two, we're still fine. But then when it comes to the glamorous, some women do attend charity galas or Burr Bash with our little black book. Yes, coming up. But many, many women don't, and they don't have this kind of clothes. And then, sometimes they would feel like, oh my God, but they have nothing to wear, so I'm not going to do it. So my closet is kind of getting bigger and bigger every day. And now it's not fitting in a closet anymore, so I do have racks as well. And I do have a lot of beautiful, sensual outfits, which are, to discover the femininity in you. If it is through very, gorgeous tools, and I have a lot of tools, or if it is through lace and something a little bit more, down to, how do you call it, a little more subtle. I want to make sure that every woman chooses what speaks to her.
Is the hair and makeup also done for the shoot too?
Yes.
Now you have a 40 over 40 before we are ending our segment with you, which is just absolutely lovely. Tell us a little bit about your 40 over 40.
40 over 40 project, it's something that is very dear to me, and it's I don't know if you have seen any of the magazines that I created. So it's I take 40 women at a time, and I try to tell their story through images as well as through their words of wisdom. So we do a live interview through, throughout our session, and then we do also a written interview in the magazine where we feature an image of the woman and as well some words of wisdom that she would like to share. And it's so amazing to see women from different ages, different walks of life, different backgrounds, different life stories, sharing their vision of being a woman. And their vision of being a woman over the age of 40, because it's much easier before the age of 40. After the age of 40, something happens, and I would say...
A lot happens.
A lot happens, and it's a fact, and we have to accept it and embrace it and, do whatever we can to, to feel better about ourselves and love ourselves for who we are. Because even if we're over 40, I'm almost 50, loving yourself is important at any age, and this is what we're trying to achieve. So it's just really nice to see the different stories, learn about the different women, and really read the words of encouragement, because at the end of the day, all of these women have probably one message: love yourself, today.
Which is very hard to do.
Yes.
And especially in the world that we live in right now, and the social media and the apps and everything that we have.
Beautiful. You gotta look beautiful.
You think that you're supposed to look like everyone else, and there's all shapes, sizes, and color within your portraits, which is just absolutely beautiful.
Thank
and
you.
real quick, you do some other things too. So you do pets and you do couples.
Yes. So we try to, like my husband and I, we're both photographers, and we try to find what is important to us and what is meaningful to us. And I think that there are so many photographers, really good photographers out there, and there is no need to compete in the areas, in any area really, but it's not need to go somewhere where you're not passionate about as much, because there are so many beautiful photographers that are passionate about that genre and that they should be doing it. So what we found ourselves is really, for me, it's women, and women over the age of 40 mostly, and a new project that I'm going to be doing now in 2024, which is going to be Generations, a Legacy of Women. And it's really celebrating the unconditional love between a mother and a daughter, or a grandmother and a granddaughter, and all the bonds and the special relationships, between legacies of women.
Wow, I love that. That's amazing. Gosh, I hate that we have to end our session with you, and I'm ready to book.
Yeah.
I think we should do the couples.
Wonderful.
That would be really fun.
Yes, and we love doing
Feel like
photographing
a cover
couples.
of a romance novel.
Photographing couples in a very, our images, I don't know, well, you have seen, they're very simplistic in their, we don't do crazy backdrops and so on. It's really more about the emotion, about the feeling shared between people.
That's fantastic.
So, yes, you're more than welcome to join us.
So before we go, it's our holiday show, and so we'd like to ask you if you could go back to your fondest memory of holiday as a child, what memory would you go back to?
It would be probably, I don't know if I was, I must have been 7, because I started going to school. And I come from Croatia, which at that time was Yugoslavia, and we did not have Christmas.
Oh.
So this is something that, it's going to be strange for a lot of people locally to hear, but we did not have Christmas. We had a New Year's tree, and we were doing our gifts for New Year. And I do remember that one year that there was so many gifts for me under the tree for the New Year's Day. And today, when I don't have my mom with me anymore, and you know the distance between me and my family is very, very big, going to Croatia, I would give anything for that moment again.
Oh, wow, that's beautiful. Well, thank you for sharing that. We appreciate it. So Dani Kandera, Empowering Portraits, an amazing photographer. Thank you so much. She's from the city of St. Louis and with us today. So thank you for being our Hot List guest. We really appreciate it. Thank you.
It was a joy.
Thank you.